Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Shelby on Safari, the place where we combine animals and pop culture into one glorious live stream. I am your host, Shelby. I'm a wild animal biologist who loves pop culture, loves Pokemon, loves animals, and I'm here to share the excitement for the exciting Pokemon Go event happening this weekend, Go Fest. And we're going to go over a few things that you need to know in preparation for the event. Then I'll share a bit about Meloetta, the legendary Pokemon that you'll be able to catch during Go Fest, tell you a bit about this incredible Pokemon, and then at the end, I'll be sharing with you a real-life animal that is like Meloetta. And also, a little surprise at the very end. And you know how I love pop culture. Well, we're going to have a little snippet of rock culture. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a shout out to one of my favorite movies of all time, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Rock on Wild Stallions all the way. In fact, I should be wearing my Wild Stallions t-shirt, but I am not. Oh, well, friends, alas, if you're new to the live streams, welcome. If you are watching this in replay, let me know in the comments. Just let me know you're here. It's very much a two-way, three-way, four-way, however many you are, conversation. I love hearing from you guys. I'll ask a few questions, and it's always nice to see who is hanging out with me. So be sure to let me know in the comments. So let's dive right in. Oh, hello, Grace. Yes, guys, Grace is the one who, at the very end, the rock culture bit, she is the madman behind it. And I've just realized I have, this is most awkward, dried plants in my hair. Now, I have to explain. I recently used my HDMI, where is it? There it is. HDMI cable downstairs to connect my computer to the TV because recently watched Luca on Disney Plus, and I had to run downstairs, get the HDMI cable, bring it up here, and connect it to my screen so that I'll be using it later to show you some of the Pokemon as well as the real live animal that's like Meloetta. But as I was bending over to put the HDMI cable in, I bent over into one of my plants that's on my desk, and it got my hair, and yeah, bits are in there. So apologies if it's all in my hair, because that's annoying. But anyways, welcome. Let's get started now talking about Go Fest, because there's a lot to dive right in. I'm just going to do a brief overview. There are plenty of amazing resources out there to prepare you on best practice tips to get ready to go. And I've been looking into a lot of that because actually this is the first proper Go Fest that I have paid for to do. A few of my friends have paid for it in the past, and unfortunately I didn't do it. I decided I do have to work on Sunday, so I'm going to make the most of Saturday for sure. And Saturday is the catch day because it is happening over 2 days over this weekend. Saturday, July 17th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's going to be the day I'm going to focus on because I'm quite keen on catching things. Obviously, day 2 for raids, you can use the resources that I'll pop in the description down below later to check out. The big thing really is quite a few interesting Pokemon out there to catch, including a couple of regionals. But of course, because it's Pikachu loving dressing up, all of that stuff, we have a Pikachu wearing a Meloetta-inspired hat, which will be fun to catch. So I encourage you guys, if you're a fan of the dress-up Pikachus, be sure to catch some of those friends. I believe they're even available as shiny, and they'll be available on both Saturday and Sunday, which is nice. But the big thing for Saturday, like I mentioned, for Pokemon Go Fest 2021, is the hour-themed spawns. And so it's using different regions like the desert, the ocean, and the beach to influence what Pokemon will be spawning. And for those of you who didn't pay for the ticket, that's okay because you'll still have some access to some Pokemon, whereas paid ticket holders will get access to different ones in addition, I believe. And so therefore, I think it is worth, if you are a completionist for your Pokedex, if you are able to. I know Jody, who frequently joins us, she does survey monkeys and like surveys and things like that to get a few extra pennies to make it worth, buying for these tickets. So you can be quite clever, like Jody is, with doing things like that. And well, because you get quite a few cool new Pokemon, like Chatot, which, by the way, shout out and spoilers for Friday's video. I'm going to be looking into what real life animals like Chatot. And yeah, so Chatot will be available, even though it's a regional, it will be available to pay ticket holders during the jungle-themed hour. Of course, Unknown, again, will be making an appearance, the F and G versions of Unknown, as well as Throw, which will be during the desert, which again, another regional, so definitely worth those few pennies if you want to complete your Pokedex, as well as Sock during the Ocean Beach section. So I really encourage you guys, make the most of it while you can on Saturday. Pay attention to which, for your region, what time is which one, so at least you can get one of each. I encourage you to do that. Oh, hello, Alice. Welcome, welcome. We're just going through Pokemon Go Fest, which is happening this weekend. Some of the cool things to keep in mind. And then I'll be talking about Meloetta, a Pokemon that you may be familiar with. It's a legendary type. And yeah, we'll be making quite an appearance in Pokemon Go Fest, because that's the Pokemon who tonight we're going to be looking into a real-life animal equivalent. And also at the end, looking into rock culture. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I laughed so hard when I saw what Grace had created for us. So, friends, now the cool thing about Saturday is that there will be more shinies available. So yeah, here on the page now you can see Sock, Throw, Apom, Audino, Dino, crazy dress up Pikachus. Like it's going to be nuts. It's going to be a nuts day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Lots of things to catch. So I encourage you, make the most of the time now to clear out, you know, Pokemon, maybe trade some to Professor Willow, you know, stock up on Pokeballs, whatever you need to get started now, because it's going to be quite the eventful day. I mean, you think community days are big, but it looks like GoFest is going to be even bigger. So new shinies are going to be released for paid ticket holders, which is exciting, as well as new shinies released for everybody. So don't worry, don't feel like you're going to be missing out. Whismur, Chimecho, Audino, and Timehole will all be shinies released for everybody. And then the new shinies for ticket holders will be Unknown, F and G, as well as Throw and Sock. So as well as catching them to begin with, you know, if you really are desperate to get the shiny as well, you know, that's your chance. So be sure to pay attention and look into what hour is for that certain region. Now, things to not forget, of course, the snapshots, which I always forget, although actually, this past community day on Tepig Day, because I shouted out to you guys, don't forget the snapshots, I actually remembered. Did I get a shiny? No, but I actually remembered to take the snapshots, which was great, because for those of you who follow me on Instagram will have noticed that last Saturday during Tepig Community Day, I was not actively playing Pokemon Go. Oh no, we were putting wood flooring and paint, which is really exciting. Currently now I show you the floor, but I can't show you the floor because it's covered with pillows and blankets, because wood flooring, while it does look beautiful, might not always be the best for sound. But luckily, my husband was very kind and considerate and got some excellent insulation. So shout out to him for being considerate for the studio. Oh, hey, Emma. Hello. Yeah, speaking of studio, it's Studio 77. She has been quite supportive and has an amazing studio herself that she actually transformed her garage into a sewing studio, as well as obviously filming, because that's what her channel's about. If you're into, even if you're not into sewing, I love seeing the transformation process, and it certainly sparked a few ideas for me. So if you are into like home renovating and things like that, or just curious how she transformed a garage into such stuff, I highly recommend you check out her channel. And she too is a fan of Yankee Candles. Woohoo! So anyways, wrapping up GoFest, the things you need to forget is obviously don't forget to not be distracted like myself, but every trainer will get to make up to 6 special trades each day. And now this is cool because I didn't realize that they're actually getting the party started ahead of time on Friday at 1 p.m. And so up to 6 special trades, that's really keen if you can, and make the most of it. Purified, shinies, all of those. In fact, I got a shiny, purified, lucky Aerodactyl the other day in a trade because it was really, really kind. And yeah, I can't wait. I've been walking with it as well lately just to try to make it my best buddy. But anyways, yeah, make sure you make the most of those 6 special trades. While not during raid day, because as I said in the beginning, it's separated into 2 days. Saturday is more of the catching day. Sunday is more of the raid day. Still do some raids if you can on Saturday in the midst of catching Pokemon, because there will be Galarian Ponyta, Galarian Zigzagoon, and even Dino, which you can see here in this picture, available in 1-star raids. So that is really keen to make most of that, because yeah, Dino is super cute. Let's see, there we go. I'll change the picture because we know what those Pokemon look like. And besides, we're gonna be talking about Meloetta soon. Snapshots. Oh yeah, and the most important thing I'd say is the half hatch distance when eggs are placed in incubators during the event hours. I think that's really cool, especially if you're walking around. The weather, finally guys, here in the UK, looks to be, I don't want to jinx it, but looks to be like summer is on its way. And so, yeah, I'm really excited because that'll be so great to be outside in the sun, vitamin D, catching some Pokemon. Nothing quite like that. Alrighty, friends, now we've briefly covered Pokemon Go Fest. There's so much more. As I said in the beginning, be sure to check out the links in the description below to learn even more about what to expect in Go Fest. But in typical Shelby on Safari fashion, we are going to be looking into a Pokemon and its real live animal counterpart. And of course, because it's Go Fest, it had to be a musical themed Pokemon. And I thought, why not look at this cheeky Pokemon here, Meloetta? Because yeah, it's just a very cute Pokemon to begin with, but also obviously legendary. Now Meloetta is oh, hello Kitty, hello. Oh, the whole gang's here. Hopefully Rita will join us as well. Good old Rita. Meloetta is a normal and psychic type, but the crazy thing about Meloetta is that it doesn't quite evolve, but it has another form, which is very strange. It's activated in battle when it uses the move Relic Song. Oh, hello, Rita. Murietta. Murietta. Yeah, it is a real place. It is a real place, Rita. I assure you, Murietta is a real place. And Temecula, that's another one, another real name. They're teasing me from my homeland. Yes, that is a real place. Produce is a real word as well. But Meloetta has a different form. Actually, I think I have a picture of its other form because it's quite inspired by music, obviously, given the name. There we go. So you can see the two different forms of Meloetta here. Now, when it's in this other form called the pirouette form, where it has like the red kind of bar of music as a kind of hair wrap thing, it becomes a normal and fighting type, which I thought was quite interesting. Fighting with music, ka-chow. Yeah, of all things, Meloetta can also become invisible. And I can assure you, friends, that tonight I am not going to be comparing to an animal that can become invisible. But I just thought that was really interesting. Meloetta's make quite a few appearances in the anime as well. Of course, they love to have a kind of legendary movie in the Pokemon franchise where Ash, just happens to come across this legendary Pokemon. Ash seems to be the most lucky 10-year-old I've ever known, fictional or otherwise, because he just has quite the luck coming across legendaries. It's far too easy for him. Now, one of the most interesting things before we move on to Meloetta in real life, because it's a really cool bird. Oops, spoilers, it's a bird. But Meloetta's crazy skills with its song and its melodies, to be more precise, they're able to use their melody to control the feelings of those that hear it, whether it be for good or maybe more sad. Its music has that power, which is really interesting that the game developers kind of tapped into that. All right, friends, so that was a brief introduction into Meloetta, because now I really want to talk to you. Oh yeah, there's Meloetta, looking almost like it's about to sing. It has its hand up to its ear as if it has like a headphone about to go. And we're about to dive in to this, not that, into this incredible history of what I think kind of animal is like Meloetta. Obviously, I just forgot that I put up the slide of my socials. Of course, you can find me on Instagram, Clubhouse, Discord, apparently, which I'm never really on, but I'm there. Also, I have a Facebook group in which I often post more memes than anything relevant or useful because I like memes. So be sure to follow there on Shelby on Safari. Oh yeah, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's always good to join the Safari, especially friends, because Maui merchandise is getting ever so close to becoming a reality. I just approved this sketch a few weeks ago. I'm waiting for it to be colored in, and then it will be on merchandise. So yeah, watch this space, guys. Now, the reason y'all might be sitting there going, why does Shelby have dancing people in a circle? It looks like classical art. Well, I have good reason. I like history, as many of you know, but it would be silly not to mention Meloetta's possible influence by a muse of Greek mythology, because Meloetta, with its beautiful music, as I said, it has the ability to almost inspire people or make them sad. And so its song and dance, if you will, in the Pokemon universe is said to have inspired many works of art, music, and song. And so it seems very cultural type Pokemon. There seems to be a lot of mythos behind it. And obviously, the muses of Greek mythology were very influential, very inspirational as well. And as such, as Meloetta has that kind of influence in the arts, it is a popular Pokemon amongst musicians and dancers. And when it says popular Pokemon, that does make me think, though, is it popular because people like it? It's its favorite? Or, do they actually have a Meloetta as a Pokemon? Because given it's a legendary, I'm kind of like, does everybody have one? Anyways, deep thoughts with Shelly. Deep thoughts. Now, it is time to look into the real life bird. As I said, it is a bird. Let's pull up a beautiful picture of this bad boy here. Oh, look at it. Isn't it stunning? I'm going to drink some water in the meantime while you guys... Oh, hello, Tiffany. Is Brad here? Oh, I'm not sure if Brad is here. But don't worry, Tiffany's here. Tiffany, this bird is absolutely stunning, wouldn't you say? Tiffany is actually in Greece, and she has a lot of amazing friends. She even has fairies over on your channel, don't you, Tiffany? Love a good fairy. Actually, I should drink the water like I said I was going to. Hang on a second, because I have a story about a fairy for you. Because it's a fairy. I actually forgot to send you a picture. I was really sad. But anyways, hang on. And it's really weird drinking and knowing you guys are watching me while I'm drinking, but I hope you don't mind. Tonight is a classy drink of water, not even on the rocks. But I do have an elderflower cordial waiting for me, which is super exciting. Anyways, so the fairies for Tiffany. I was down by the docks, actually, over the weekend, and I was in a big port city known as Southampton, and it was most excellent to see all the fairies. We saw the fairies that were headed over to the Isle of Wight, and it made me think of you, Tiff, because I know you love a fairy. Yes, not a fairy, not of the magical variety, although one could argue fairies are magical because they get you from one place to another. But yes, not that one. Yeah, we did go to Southampton. We did have a Mr. Whippy, which for you friends who may not know what that is, it's a soft serve ice cream, typically in a cone, and you get a chocolate flake. Now, some people call it a 99 after 99 cents, because that's what they used to cost. Nowadays, they're a bit more. But we take Mr. Whippies very seriously here because there's many different ways to eat a Mr. Whippy, which can be quite controversial because some people eat the flake first and then just eat the ice cream. Some people push the flake down into the cone. There's so many different ways, but either way, as long as you're enjoying a Whippy, that's what matters. So now I understand your obsession. Yeah, they are amazing. They really are. And how fast they go, it is amazing. It truly is. I do love going on a ferry, as long as they have tables or space to walk on the outside. But nonetheless, friends, I got distracted. That's what happens when friends come on, because it's almost like I get to talk to you, but I don't get to hear you, but I get to read what you say. So let's talk about this gorgeous bird. I shall not digress any farther. Let's pull up the picture nice and big so you can see its beautiful tail, which is one of the reasons why I thought, actually, the superb lyrebird, not lyre, it's not a lyre, it's a lyre as in the musical instrument lyre, not a liar, liar, pants on fire, is an Australian songbird. Now, the reason this bird came to mind, obviously, guys, look at its tail. right? Like it made me think, I know Meloetta has like the long musical hair, and this is on the tail, but I thought actually it's pretty gorgeous. Now, and lyrebird, because it looks like a lyre, which is musical instrument, musical bird. Yeah. It's actually one of the world's largest songbirds as well. They're quite big. Now you might be wondering where they're found. No, Rita, they are not in Meloetta. They're native to southeastern Australia and Tasmania. So down in that part of the world, actually, to be precise, the superb lyrebird was introduced to Tasmania in the 1930s. So they're not typically considered native to Tasmania. They were introduced, but that's a whole other topic for another time. As you can see, this buddy here, he is, am I pointing to the right side? No, I'm not. This buddy here, he is a male. They have the long train-like tails, like a lot of bird species. Males are dressed to impress, whereas the females are a little bit more laid back and chilled. Actually, let's see. Oh dear, I made myself big again. Let's see if I have a picture of a female. There we go. So that is what the female looks like. She's a little bit less fancy, but she too, I'll make the picture bigger so you guys can see. She too has beautiful tail feathers as well. And so, yeah, that is another case of sexual dimorphism. You know, the males have to show off for the ladies. In fact, we'll talk about how they show off in just a bit. Now, to get this tail, I should go back to the male picture actually, because I want to talk more about that. To get the tail, it takes about 6 to 8 years for the males to fully develop this intricate, beautiful kind of tail of a display, which I think is absolutely nuts. Like 6 to 8 years, just look at the length of that as well. And there's many different types of feathers as well. You know, they have the gray feathers, they have the kind of wide shaped feathers as well. There's a lot that goes into this, and like it is just a stunning looking bird. Now, to bring in kind of the musical aspect of why they remind me of Meloetta is, you know, Meloetta sings, it inspires people, you know, and especially with Pokemon Go Fest, they often talk of like, you know, Meloetta will be taking the stage. You know, we saw those Pikachus that were dressed up. The superb lyrebird also kind of takes center stage, if you will, when it comes time to impressing its lady friends. So the males will display their tail feathers and actually mimic other birds' calls during courtship dances, which makes me think, oh, are they like lip syncing then to other people's songs? So if like a lyrebird went to like a karaoke, that actually makes me think like if a lyrebird went to a karaoke bar, or maybe not necessarily karaoke bar, but they went up on stage and sang, you know, somebody else's songs, you know, like instead of singing their own lyrebird rock songs, it was, I'm going to sing Bon Jovi songs instead. You know, it's just quite ironic. I find that they take other people's songs. How rude. But anyways, we should talk about their stage, because the stage, if you will, the superb lyre is a kind of low mound of leaf litter, and it's really invested because the male actually helps make this. He makes it himself, and it's in his territory and whatnot. It's not like he goes and nicks somebody's stage. No, he puts in the time ahead of time, not just to practice, you know, mimicking other people's songs, but to making his own mound, making his own stage. Now, when it comes to these vocalizations, guys, the male's vocal display, their vocalizations, if you will, are roughly, percentage-wise, 70% imitations of roughly 20 different species of birds. So that's a lot. That quite percentage, 70%. I'll say that again, 70% is imitating other birds. And when I say other birds, it's not just 1 or 2, it's 20 different species of local birds. Like, that is nuts. I don't know how you guys are with identifying birdsong, but I'm absolutely rubbish. But I commend the scientists who went out there to identify the different birdsong. You know, I can tell a robin, I can tell a red kite from my time here in the UK. I did a video actually a few weeks ago for 30 Days Wild, where I went out into the South Downs National Park to look for a red kite. I didn't think I was actually going to find one, but I did, which was really exciting. And you can often hear them before you see them. And I think a few of my friends who may be watching can attest to that as well, because they often hear that. I believe, Rita, don't you often hear red kites, if I'm not mistaken? Oh, John! Hello, John! Yes, indeed. A mini peacock. Absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? So this is the Supber Lyrebird, and it is what I think almost a similar type to our friend Meloetta. I'm curious, John, if you will be purchasing your Pokemon Go Fest tickets. I hope you might consider it, because there's lots of cool Pokemon. Some of the regionals will be in the Go Fest ticket for ticket holders, so I encourage you to consider it. Like I mentioned, our friend Jody, who often comes on the live streams, she uses kind of surveys and things that she can do online to make a few extra pennies to then buy the ticket, which is pretty darn clever indeed. Now, I think what's quite deceptive about the Supber Lyrebird, I mean, Meloetta is not a particularly kind of big Pokemon either. It's quite petite. But these birds, I feel like their tails almost dwarf their bodies, because they seem larger than life because of their tail, which makes me, again, think of Meloetta's like hair, music bar hair. But these birds are roughly pheasant size. They weigh about 1 kilogram and are about 100 centimeters long, which kind of then puts in perspective just how big their tails are, which is beautiful. So yes, John, you are quite correct. Mini peacock, given their big, gorgeous tails. Now, friends, the craziest thing, now you all know I love to put a little spin on things, whether it be history or whatnot. Here's another cool picture of the ridiculously awesome tails, is Meloetta helps humans. We saw Meloetta, inspires musicians, inspires dancers with its songs. It helps people feel happy. It can also make them feel sad, but it also makes them feel happy. But do the Supber Lyrebirds help others, help people as well? Well, as one does on a fine day, I use my trusty friend, Google Scholar. I highly recommend Google Scholar if you're looking for some incredible things to read, because I discovered, actually first I should say, the Supber Lyrebirds are almost ecosystem engineers in a sense, because of what they eat and when they eat it. Now, I would say that these lovely, beautiful birds help me personally if I was to go to Australia or Tasmania, where they are, because they actually eat one thing that I really don't like: eucalyptus. Yes, for those of you who may not know, eucalyptus and I do not get on whatsoever. And the ironic thing is that my childhood home was surrounded by eucalyptus. Interdramatic irony here. But anyway, so I say they're ecosystem engineers because they help the decomposing of litter. So like dead eucalyptus, things like that on the floor, because they eat it in their eucalyptus forest land. They eat it all up, and that reduces, or doesn't reduce, the chance of fire, because sadly, as we know, our friends in Australia have quite a few bushfires, and the past few years have been quite gnarly with that. And a study in 2013 actually found, and this is why I mentioned Google Scholar, because I found this study. I was obviously looking up more about its tail and its display, but then this study came up in which that they found that lyrebird foraging, so them kind of eating the eucalyptus, kind of eating all the decomposing litter and things like that, using their matrix model and all their fancy scientific stuff, they found that it actually led to a lower likelihood of fire occurring, but also a less intense fire. So one could say that the Supber Lyrebird helps prevent forest fires, which makes it quite similar to our friend Smokey the Bear. I love Smokey the Bear. But yeah, I just thought that was so amazing, so superb, if you will, that the lyrebird does in fact help reduce, fires and makes them less intense because of their eating habits. And one could argue that does in fact help humans, like Meloetta. Oh, hello! Oh, speaking of helping humans, good golly, y'all are timing your entrances most fabulously. Well-earned friends, guys, if you are looking for some good quality, heartwarming content, you do not need to look any further than Well-earned Friends. He is the most wonderful human who goes out and surprises people and brings you along with him as he gives, roses to strangers, or, little tokens of gifts just to put a smile on people's faces. It is what the world needs more of, and especially when, there's so much crap happening, pardon my French. Yeah, it's just really inspiring. And you're like, oh, there are still some solid humans in the world. Makes one feel good. So, well-earned friends, thank you so much for joining. And thank you for all you do to help people, feel better and put a smile on their face. The power of a smile, am I right? Or a laugh, because he makes one fabulous Dr. Doofenshmirtz. And if you don't know who Dr. Doofenshmirtz is, I don't know why you're watching my channel. You really ought to be watching Phineas and Ferb. Oh my gosh. I really need to do a Perry the Platypus comparison. Oh, that would be amazing. Because I don't know if my husband has actually seen Phineas and Ferb. Oh my goodness, what a most excellent. Yeah, I'm sorry, well-earned friends. I had to bring up your Dr. Doofenshmirtz because it was far too good. All right, so speaking of pop culture and rock culture, to be precise, Grace, I hope you're still with us, because this, baby cakes, is all because of you. So I want to know from my friends who are watching, who wore it best. My buddy Grace, I told her what, from Honest Bee by G, I told her what, I was chatting about for the live stream, because at Meloetta, Pokemon Go Fest, and she was like, oh my gosh, and she started sending me these incredible pictures of Pokemon and their rock pulp culture musician artist kind of lookalikes, if you will. And I have a collection of 5 of my favorites, and I want to hear who you think wore it best, if you will, when it comes to rock culture. Meloetta, we're starting off with Meloetta because obviously that was the Pokemon we've just been talking about, and how it's similar to the Supber Lyrebird of Australia with their crazy cool hair. But then, of course, for my buddy Choppa, should he be with us watching right now, we know you love Madonna. And so, yeah, Grace found this, and very similar kind of hairstyle off to the side, very similar to Madonna. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Meloetta, Madonna, yeah, kind of similar. Madonna inspires people. My goodness, Madonna has had quite the insane career. How's she not? She's been absolutely cracking it and still performing most amazingly. So yeah, what do you guys think? Pretty similar? No, not quite. Don't worry, it gets better. I'm saving the best one for last, or at least the one that made me laugh the most. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments with regards to this, because I'm so excited for you to see what Grace came up with, because it's amazing. I don't know how she knew that these people looked like Pokemon, but it's great. Talk about real life animal Pokemon kind of comparisons, real life pulp star Pokemon comparisons right now. Am I right? Am I right? Ah, here's another one. Oh my gosh, even with the kitty ears as well. Wow, that is stunning. And the pink, totally like Skitty. I love Skitty as well as a Pokemon. I think it's so happy. Delcatty as a Pokemon, I think there's more to be desired, but I just love the idea of Skitty being quite silly. But I do appreciate kind of the pink aspect going on here as well. Now, here we are, Smoochum. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. This was so spot on. The hair color, the pink and the yellow of Smoochum, quite a fabulous, fabulous look. And, so often in these pulp culture animal comparison videos that I do here on the channel, I'm always amazed by the detail that the Pokemon creators put into the creation of these pocket monsters. Sometimes I can't help but feel that maybe it's not just animals that are inspiring the look of some of these Pokemon, because it is just too funny. Speaking of too funny, Chatot and Sir Elton John, look at that. I mean, Chatot, we're going to be diving in more into Chatot and actually 3 of its amazing kind of adaptations and skills that it has in Friday's video. It's going to be not a straight animal comparison to Pokemon, because I think I'm actually introducing you to three quite brief animals that have similar attributes to Chatot. Again, Chatot is going to be making its appearance in Pokemon Go Fest happening this weekend. And even though it is a regional, if you are a paid ticket holder, you will get access to catching Chatot during the jungle-themed hour of spawns, which will vary depending on where you are in the world. So I encourage you to check out. I'll pop the links in the description below, but make sure you get at least one Chatot. I actually already have one from a friend who went to Mauritius. And yeah, I traded one. It was really exciting. But most people don't, well, not most people, a lot of people don't have access because, the regionals, while they are really exciting, it can be tricky, especially over the past few months, to go to some of these places and catch Pokemon. So, no, this isn't the last one. Is it the last one? I don't know. Yeah, it is the last one. My favorite one that Grace sent me is Lady Gaga and Primarina. I should know because Poplio was my starter Pokemon in Alola. It is Primarina, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Good old Alola Pokemon. Guys, I can't rave enough the Alola Pokemon enough. I absolutely love that region. Can't wait for more of them hopefully to be released, especially Poplio, Rowlet, and Litten. Hopefully this year. I'm not going to, I'm not going to keep my fingers and toes crossed that much, just given how long it's taken for some of the stuff to come out. But fingers crossed, because Poplio, it got a lot of hate to begin with, the Lowland starters, I think. But I think they grew on you over time, especially if you watch the anime, because they're all characters in their own right. And I really want to do a catchphrase from that, but I don't think you guys will get it. But I'm going to do it anyways, because why not? Enjoy. Oh yeah. If you don't get it, it's fine. It's just one of the things Professor Kukui says. Actually, speaking of Kukui, those nuts right there. Oh wait, I'm still tiny. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna make myself bigger because those things right there by my surfboard are actually Kukui nuts. That's a lei that I have from Hawaii. And yeah, Kukui, Professor Kukui. I do love how they do that, where it's like willow, oak, sycamore, things like that. The professor's names all related to, the plant side of things. Oh, well, I think that's about it, guys. I had to show you guys, end it with a bit of rock culture with the Pokemon pulp culture kind of comparison, literally, with Lady Gaga and Elton John and all of our other friends that look like Pokemon, or at least had outfits inspired by Pokemon, one might say. Let me know in the comments down below which was your favorite Pokemon and pop artist comparison. I'd be keen to see. Obviously, Lady Gaga's mine. I mean, look at that hair. That is some sick volume on her hair. Actually, I just got rid of the picture so you guys can't see. Awkward. But yeah, so many exciting things happening, upcoming, whether you're playing Pokemon Go or you're watching Loki on Disney+. This week is going to be nuts. I cannot wait for the Loki finale. Actually, I can wait because I can't believe we're already finishing the series. If you haven't already, be sure to go on what real life animal is like Loki. I brought in the stoat or the mimic octopus. However, I might actually be comparing Loki to a different animal in the future. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I think I might be comparing him to some kind of gator in the future for no particular reason. So with that, friends, I hope you guys have the best of luck this weekend playing Pokemon Go. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram. I don't know how active I will be over on Instagram during Saturday because I'm going to be busy catching everything. But let me know over there on Instagram if you're playing as well. I'd love to be able to see how you guys are doing for shinies and whatnot, things like that. Be sure to, say hi to me over there. And hello, friend. You've made it just in time. We're just wrapping up. I covered over a few things that you need to know for Pokemon Go Fest, including some of the spawns, as well as some top tips like taking the snapshots, as well as making the most of the 6 special trades that you can do over each day during Go Fest, actually starting on Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. local time. I then talked about Meloetta, the amazing legendary Pokemon that has the ability to inspire people with its melodies. And then that led into the superb lyrebird, a beautiful bird of Australia that indeed also inspires people with its beauty, but uses its song, whether it's its own song or most of the time mimicking other songs, with its beautiful tail display to woo the ladies, but also how it helps people as well because of its eating habits, eating eucalyptus in the forest and helping to prevent forest fires, or at least making them a little bit less intense, which is fantastic. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I encourage you, if you haven't already, be sure to join the safari, whether it's here on Instagram, Facebook, obviously here on YouTube, so you can be kept up to date with all the latest videos. And whenever I do have a live stream, encourage you to click that bell so that way you can say hello and pop on. Especially with Friday's episode being on Chatot, it's going to be an exciting deep dive into that chatty Pokemon and parrots as well. Gotta show some love to some more birds, especially with the melodies of Pokemon Go Fest happening this weekend. So friends, with that, I wish you all a great rest of the night or day, wherever you're at in the world, and I will see you all on Friday for the new video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!